way. So literally the land has been unshackled. That's what I just wrote. Like, this is an opportunity for like deep celebration that the land is back in our hands.
Maybe we should do something else then. This is up to you. But I would have to cast on it.
No, I trust you.
But
You tell me.
maybe we should put some offerings to like AIYE and dig a hole in the ground.
Yes.
As long as at the same time we plant the trees.
Yes.
And make some sacrificial offerings in the ground for the stability of this institution.
Yes.
But let me cast on that.
Okay.
And make sure that's what the Urumo would want. But then we could do that too. So it could be tree planting, we put offerings into AIYE, the Mother Earth, right? And what did you want to do about the aspect of Bayou Road that you were telling me about? Yeah.
So
And possibly changing the name.
What I really want to do is, so this street, Governor Nicholls, if you look at the old maps, it was actually a part of Bayou Road, but that's the contemporary name. Before that, this, because you know, we're 4 blocks from the French Quarter. Right. This was, and you know, the French Quarter, of course, was on sacred ground. It was on ceremonial ground. Right. That was mostly a 5,000-year-old Chitimacha trail. Right. So like, you'd have basically come out of the city, come on this trail to get all the way to the lake.
Because only high ground.
Right. Mm-hmm. So right along the ridge. Right. Then when we got here, it was a marooned passageway. So that was the passageway out.
Okay, yeah, right.
And then when this landmass, when it was sold from Claude Tremay to the Mayor family, it was a brickyard. This was the first brickyard. And
so a lot of brickyard during slavery.
That's right. So a lot of the bricks originally, and then they started. Then the plantation developed into other things, but I don't have that information yet.
May you accept this drink offering on our behalf, Mami Wata. We ask you to heal humanity. We ask you to bring wealth to people's houses. Let there be an end to struggle. Let there be an end to anything that is not of light. Let there be an end to bad things that have no purpose. Mama. Oh, you mothers, thank you. Thank you for what you have given. Thank you for your womb space. Thank you for carrying our generation on. Thank you for the next generation. Thank you for all those that you have blessed. Thank you for healing our children. We ask you for these things by the power of all that's holy. Mother of creation, bring balance and bring
industry. We don't talk about that. They weren't carrying on the family business as they were in France. They were establishing new industry. So they were doing a ton of learning. Mm-hmm. You had creolized languages that they didn't understand. So they had to have somebody there. And they're not gonna pick a black man because that black man is gonna take them down. You know, so they had to pick like the lesser of two evils. So okay, yeah, you're gonna pick based on the color line, you're gonna pick based on who might have a little bit more access, but who can translate language and understand all the social nuances.
And move between them different worlds.
That's right. I was like, we outnumbered them, indigenous and African people, 100 to 1. They understood that they were in danger. Yeah. And they had to figure out how to, you know, maintain control. Mm-hmm. They also didn't understand the crops that they were trying to make money off of.
Like indigo. Yeah. These banana plantations. Oh, that's deep. Marie Laveau's Ile here at New Orleans African American Museum in Tremay. Historic, black, historic, indigenous lands and community. Getting ready for the Bulbancha Rise Up. Number 4, I think this will be. Here at the New Orleans African American Museum in Tremay. I'm sharing with y'all some of our behind the scenes brainstorming. And the reason is because that is part of the Bulbancha Rise Up. That is part of what we're doing here with this cultural revolutionary work. Let's get back into what the director of the museum is talking about. This Mama GIA Hamilton.
Involved in the family business directly with their but she's listed as a placé on one of those records, which is just funny because there are all of these scholars now trying to say that plaçage didn't exist and that it was made up. And my take on it is that in New Orleans we romanticized it, and we like to make it a romantic
interaction between black women and white men. And I was like, it was always strategic and always a business interaction, always a business interaction, always about these women.
Under duress and trauma.
And,
Right.
And
some racial psychosis.
trying to also figure out ways to be free.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was like, what? This is not some big romantic story about like falling in love.
No.
It's just insane that people think that. But like a lot of the tour guides tell that story. So whenever I give tours, I always bring all of my like anthropology around matriarchal society stuff. And I'm like, listen, these are the types of ways that women were trying to survive the horrific nature and protect their children. And I said, and let's think about it. We pass on wealth through land and property in this country.
Something sweet tonight. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. Bulbancha! Rise up! Bulbancha! Rise up! Bulbancha! Rise up! Bulbancha! Rise up! Bulbancha! Rise up!
Oh, sorry, I wasn't recording.
My grammar.
You might think it's funny. You might think it's funny, but it has happened before.